Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy hump day. Yeah. Seems like the week's just flying by. When you have Monday off for a holiday, it does go faster. Thank you, dude. How is everybody out there in Facebook land? I hope you're doing good. I am doing great, trying to get the finishing touches here on stuffed mushrooms, okay? Bacon spinach stuffed mushrooms. Sound good to anybody? Let me know if it does. Guys, if you are getting on here with me live, if you can catch a red live up there in that corner, I would love it if you would type live in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you're catching me later on and it says was live up in that corner, that's great too. You're just catching Facebook replay, and that's, I don't know who that was. I don't know. St. Paul. I don't know who it was. And if you're catching me and it says was live up in that corner, just type replay in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from, okay, guys? I love sharing this type of stuff. My name is Jan. I live in Southeast Nebraska. I love sharing our low-carb lifestyle ideas, tips, tricks, recipes. I love recipes. I'm a recipe addict sometimes, I think. I like to check them out, see what I can do to put our little twist on it. And guys, this is one, I'm not gonna lie, that we haven't fixed in eons. Sometimes I take my recipes and I start flipping through them and I go back and it's like, holy moly, we haven't had that in eons. I need to fix that. Hey, Tammy, thanks for saying hello. Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, guys. That's where I share these types of recipes. Tonight we're doing bacon, spinach, and, well, it's 4 cheese stuffed mushrooms. Okay? I love these doggone things. We love mushrooms. I am not gonna lie. I'm sorry if you don't, but we do love them. And I'm gonna really quick throw these together so I can get them in the oven. But so far, I have 4 ounces of cream cheese in here. Okay? And it is softened room temperature, so I can stir it up, okay? Now, I am going to add in an egg, okay? And I want to beat that in just a little bit because the egg needs to be beat in just a little bit. So, guys, I love sharing this stuff, like I said, in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. If you're not in the group, I'd love to have you join us. And you can search it up in the Facebook search bar, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, yellow and blue. Hey, Lori, how are you? I'm so sorry. Maybe you could use the stuff in the middle and stuff something else. You know, I think you could use some of these things for a little bit of anything. Whether it be, you know, like stuffed peppers, stuffed anything, okay? I mean, stuffing vegetables is stuffing vegetables, right? And those are the types of things, like I said, that I like to take somebody else's and I'm like, oh, you know, we don't really care for this, but we do like that. So I'm going to give that a try. Okay. Okay. I've got some pork panko, guys. All right. I am using tonight. Dave picked this up. He went shopping one day. Sweet and smoky panko crumbs. Now, after he brought it home, I went, Dave, did you read the ingredients on this? And he right away, when it says sweet right there, I went, what did you do? Hey, Tina, because it's fried pork skins, salt, sugar, but it also says there's no carbs in it. So a half an ounce is the serving size, and there's 21 servings in this. So I don't even think we're putting a serving in this, so I'm hoping that the sugar that's in it doesn't spike his blood sugars too bad, but the fact that there's 0 carbs in it kind of makes me wonder. But guys, this is just as good, okay? This is plain pork panko, and we could have used it, but I said, you know what? And I told him, I said, well, you know, hey, I'm like you, Brenda, I love mushrooms. I said, we'll use it up as long as it doesn't spike your blood sugar. So this is the first time we're going to be using it, so we'll be checking on that later. Okay? The pork rinds. Like I said, I use pork panko. You can crush your own pork rinds if you want to. And I'm going to add some Italian seasoning in there too. Okay? And what would it be without salt and pepper? A little bit of both in that. Okay, now I did do a little prep work on this, guys, before I started, and I'm going to add those things in here in just a little bit, and I'll show you what I got. But I'm just going to mix all this stuff together real quick, okay? And, all right, look at that. That's what we got going on, just mixing it together, okay? The cream cheese and all that goodness. Now, I am going to make it just a little bit cheesier. And I have some shredded, Dave wanted Colby Jack tonight. Now my recipe does call for mozzarella or your favorite cheese. So, you know, you could even spice this up a little bit with a little bit of pepper jack or something like that. But I'm adding in some Colby Jack, okay? Now, what did I do ahead of time? I'll show you what I did ahead of time. I've got some spinach that I sauteed. Hey, Natasha. Guys, if you're jumping on here with me, please, please let me know where you're watching from. Tell me hello. If you're new to following me, I would love to know that. Type new in the comments. And especially if I'm on here, if you're on here with me live, because then I'll give you a big old shout out. Hey, Judy. Yes, we love mushrooms too. So I sauteed that in a little bit of avocado oil. I put in some minced garlic, you know, just the basic. I just used minced garlic. And then I added a few slices of, I actually pre-cooked the bacon and added that in there. Now, guys, I buy big bags of spinach. And we use, once I get something like this bought, then I'll do a bunch of spinach recipes. I'm going to give you my little tip for the night. This has been in my fridge over a week, guys. And really, it's doing, you know, it's really hanging in there. When you buy these, hey, Melanie, take your bag, put a paper towel in on top, just fold it up, lay it in like this, get as much air out as you can, fold that baby down. I use clothespins because they're cheap. Hey, Millie, and put that back in the refrigerator just like that, and you will keep this stuff. This works on all types of these greens and this type of stuff. Hey, Natasha, Shirley, guys, thanks for tuning in. So this is a great tip here that helps absorb the moisture, and it's the moisture inside the bag that makes your lettuces and stuff like that go wilty and get bad. So I always just do that, and it keeps a lot longer, okay? Hey, Tina. So I'm going to add in what I sauteed here in on top of what I've already put together. Now, guys, if you're catching me in the middle of this and this sounds like something you'd like to have, be sure to go back and rewatch from the beginning. That's great. And like I said, if you don't like mushrooms, you know, you could stuff peppers, you could stuff about anything with this same type of stuff. So I'm just added in all the stuff out of my skillet, and I'm going to give this a good stir. Okay. And then I've got Dave, actually, he prepped the mushrooms for me. Got them all here on the tray. We just wash them up. He pulled the stems out. And now it's a simple process of stuffing them. Hey, Steve, how are ya? So, guys, I would love to know if anybody on here does a specific lifestyle, like a low-carb lifestyle. If you do, I'd love to know what type of lifestyle you're doing. I know, you know, this is what we do. We don't have allergies. We don't have the gluten allergies. We don't have, you know, milk, anything like that. So I do use, yes, a lot of cheese. We love cheese, okay? But I'm just loading these up, and then they're going to pop into the oven, 350 degrees for 15-ish or so minutes, and then we'll be ready to eat. Now, we're doing chicken thighs with these guys. We just popped those in the oven and baking those up. And I marinated those in some Italian dressing. Dave likes them that way. I don't mind them that way. So the bigger the mushrooms, guys, the more you can shove in that hole. I'm not going to lie. I like to stack it up on top just a little bit because it does cook down just a little bit when you're cooking. So you want to, or baking it, so you want to have a plenty up on top. Okay? And these are so simple. Like I said, guys, I love, you know, I got off work 40 minutes ago. And here we are. We'll be eating in about another 10 to 15 minutes. And, you know, even though I got off work, I still had a little bit of paperwork to do. Anybody else got that stuff that they need to do? You know, even after the door gets locked at the end of the day, you still have paperwork to take care of. I'm that person. So, guys, I'd love to have you join us in the group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, if you're not already in there. If you are in there, what I'd love for you to do is figure out who of your friends likes to learn about a low-carb lifestyle, maybe would want to have a few new recipes in their arsenal, or just, you know, join us over there for what there is, the information that I have to offer. Now, guys, if you are in the group, there's an invite button in that group. You can invite your friends, your family, your neighbors, your minister. You can invite whoever you want to invite. Okay, super duper simple. Okay, it's a private group, and the reason for that is I just don't want the like the guy that was on my live last night. They are ready to go in the oven. I have the oven preheated. We'll get these popped in there, and yeah, that'll be that. So, and I have just a little bit of this left, and what we usually do, guys, is the stems that you pull out, you can put that like in a little, what do I want to say, a little pot, a little tiny baking dish. Throw this in on top of those stems and mix it all together, and those stems don't go to waste. That's a great idea too. So, guys, I love sharing this type of stuff. I share it here, and I share it in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. If you're not a member and you'd like to be, search it on Facebook, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, or drop group in the comments. I'll leave you a link you can request to join. Okay, guys? Why do I love doing this? Because a few years ago, we changed our lives, okay? Some great supplements came our way that helped us to shift our mindsets and calm down the hormones in our body so we don't crave carbs all the time. And those helped us get to this low carb lifestyle, okay? We look to take out the junk, the additives, preservatives, and all the artificial stuff that we can. And that's what I share in that group, okay? And I do share about our supplements. If you want information, or if you need to be or if you want to talk to me about what it's done to us, drop info in the comments. I'll get back to you about that. We can talk about what Dave and I have done. He's down over 100 pounds. I'm down 50, and we just feel great, okay? Feeling younger than we did 5 years ago. So if you need any information about that, drop info in the comments. If you need to be in the group, drop group in the comments. And if you need these recipes, you need to be in that group, okay? So I'm going to bug on out of here. I thought Dave was here, but I need to get these in the oven and get some dinner done. So if you have any questions, drop those in the comments. I will get back to you about that. And you know what? Smile, pass that smile on, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We'll chat later, guys. Bye.